What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Snap-Loc Panel Carts. So we have a lot of different configurations and different styles depending on what you guys plan on moving. As you know, you can have some really bulky stuff that's not really that heavy, but if it's bulky and annoying to move, it's going to make it a lot more of a hassle to do. So with this, we're going to have a lot of different choices. So if you're going to be inside, we're going to have some wheels that are going to be better for the smoother type surfaces you may be pushing your cart on, and these aren't really going to mark up your floors. So if you are in a warehouse or even in the garage or whatever it may be, wheeling it in and out of your house, these aren't going to mark up the floors, which is really nice. These are about 4 inches in diameter when coming to the wheels. And when we start going to the larger ones, these are going to be a little bit more heavy duty. They're all going to carry about 1,500 pounds, but the wheels on this is going to really set it apart. One, they're going to be bigger, about 6 inches in diameter, and they are going to have a little bit more rubber on the end. These are going to be black, so you might see a little bit of marks, but these are a lot smoother whenever I was wheeling this around. As you can tell, our parking lot isn't perfect, so for us going in and out of the warehouse all the time, definitely grabbing the all-terrain 6-inch wheels are going to be the ones I'm going to pick. And of course, you can get it in this or this configuration with the rails. The nice thing about these is we have a couple different things we can do. One, you can have the rails like this. Two, you can have the rails kind of like this. And we do have E-track on all of them, which is really cool. You can either use a strap to go into the E-track on the side to secure down your cargo. We're gonna have one on each side. So 2 here, and then of course 2 here. So you can either use it to strap down your cargo, or you can use it to either store this cart when you're not using it via E-track, or you can actually take this into a box truck or an enclosed trailer and snap it down to some E-track points. If you don't have any, we have some here at eTrailer. So now we're gonna go over a little bit more nitty-gritty specs. All of our dollies are gonna be about 32 inches wide and about 20.5 long. So they're all gonna be the same exact size, but when it comes to height, it just depends on your wheels. So with the all-terrain wheels, these are gonna be 6-inch diameter wheels, and it's gonna sit up about 9.5 inches. But if you get one with the smaller wheels for the indoor type rolling, this is gonna be about 7 inches tall. All of them are gonna have a steel frame underneath, as you can see, and we do have an HDPE plastic. So basically what that means is super strong plastic. Simple as that. Has a nice construction underneath, so it's gonna be extra strong to be able to hold all those major loads you may be wheeling around. I definitely like it just because it does have a grip on top. So if you do have some slippery stuff, it isn't gonna slide around or anything. It's kind of like a really dense rubberized material and has a diamond plate coating on it, so that'll get extra grip. If you do go with this cart, it is gonna have a steel construction when it comes to all these handles. And then this is gonna have a hammer tone powder coated finish. So basically what that is, if you see some of those higher end ball mounts where it's a little rough on the top, it's not super slick, that's what this is. It's extra strong. It's not going to rust away over time. It will resist against rust and corrosion if you do keep it outside. A mixture between that, the wheels, and the plastic, it's gonna be good in all different environments. If you do go with the rails, these are going to be about 35 inches tall, but we can get them in different configurations. So you can get them kind of like this with the 2 rails, but we can actually switch these up a little bit. If you wanted to just take these off, they have little push pins like that. You can just have a cart kind of laying out like this. If you have something where this is kind of what you're really looking for. Again, some of them are going to come with different wheels, but with this configuration, we're going to have fixed wheels in the back and casters in the front, and that is different than the one over here. This one is going to have swiveling casters on all of them, and that it also includes this one right here. This is a little bit easier to maneuver around, but if you are going down the aisles in a warehouse like we do, it's kind of nice to have this one where you only have one side that's really going to swivel around. And to do that, what we can do is we can take this out. So this is one way we can do it on both sides, or you can go ahead and take this little center section out, take the 2 curved ends, connect them together, and then drop it down. like this. And now you got a little push cart. So you can either put it on this side or you can put it on the other side to make it a little bit easier for you. But again, it all just depends on what wheels you're really looking for. I would definitely go with the all-terrain because they are a little bit smoother, but you can also get them with both of them having the 360 swivel. That's what I would use, but that's just for our situation here at the warehouse. Kind of like that. It's easier to maneuver through smaller spaces, especially if you do have a heavier load on here, because you don't want to have to lift up the side that doesn't pivot. But with this, we can get into nice little small spaces. But again, I would definitely go with the two 360 swivels, but that's just me. So when we're going from inside the shop out and into the warehouse, whatever we may be hauling, probably just a bunch of parts for you guys. Well, I would definitely say that this is going to be more so for like moving big furniture, moving one big item. But if you are going to be loading up a bunch of boxes like we are today, what you can do, you can grab a strap like this. We have them, they are sold separately, but basically all you got to do is go into this track there, go into this track here, lock it in, and now we have one big cart. So I can grab some boxes, kind of like this, and I can stack a lot more just by using this. So if you want to get two of them, you're going to have twice as much space, and it does work pretty well. Just moving around like that. And this is definitely something you're going to want to have pretty much all four of the casters there that are 360, just so this thing will pivot on a dime and you can get to wherever you need to go a little bit easier. We have a whole lot of different straps. So today, since I have a lot of stuff, I have two carts connected together and it is rather heavier load. I do have the 2-inch wide straps, and I'm utilizing the E-track in the front of our front cart and in the back of the back cart. So it's completely secured down. These things really aren't going anywhere, and it really helps keep these two carts together. I think that's awesome. I mean, that is one big unit, but we don't have to deal with the big bulky one unit whenever we're done using it. We can take it apart, hang it up whenever we're done. We do have a lot of other different type of straps. We have the ones like you see here, just with the E-track, big cam buckle, 2 inches wide. But we also have a lot of length options with the 1-inch cam buckle straps. So this will be more so for a lot of the smaller type stuff. If you're carrying a bunch of lumber or some pipes and stuff, you can kind of ball them all together, get them cinched down, and you can wrap it around the frame of the actual dolly itself. It's all situational based, so in this instance, we don't really have a completely nice and smooth parking lot, but these bigger wheels, they do a good job going over and keeping it nice and smooth. But as you can see, it's wanting to move this way on its own. So if you do have uneven floor, whether it's inside or outside, these are definitely going to be a little bit harder. The more the weight comes into play, the higher the weight capacity of whatever we're using, it's going to kind of start to run on you. So keep that in mind. If you are on uneven stuff, I would definitely recommend grabbing the kit that'll have one fixed in the back, so you're not going to see it roam sideways on you. But again, all situational based. We just want to let you know what we have so you can figure out exactly your options and then pick according to your situation. It does make pretty easy work of going over big, nasty pavement like we have here. But again, I do find myself kind of standing on the left side of it, trying to keep it straight, just because I do have about 200 pounds on these two dollies. With the shorter setup, I definitely like having all of the castered wheels, just because it's super easy to maneuver these. This is basically like a full order that we usually get, a couple different parts. So whenever we're going from the warehouse over to video, where we install a lot of the parts on all your vehicles and RVs and such, this is going to be perfect, so we can get it in and out, all the lifts and stuff. We can go over this real rough terrain. This is the worst part of the whole parking lot, but again, it's doing really, really well. This is really easy to maneuver, and if you don't need two, this is definitely the one I would go for if I just needed one to carry a decent amount of stuff. So we swapped it over to the 4-inch diameter wheel cart. This is more so for the inside, and I can definitely feel a little bit more of this parking lot. You can kind of hear it too. So this is a little bit louder than the other ones, but it's still not really giving me a whole lot of trouble, but more than the other ones for sure. I think that's a mixture between the coating around the wheel on the other one, but also just the other wheels just being a lot bigger. But they still roll well. They still pivot well, but this one's actually has fixed wheels in the back, so it's going to pivot around that, but it's not going to slide side to side, and I kind of like that. Again, it's all situational based. I can find a situation for both, but with this works pretty well. But let's see exactly what's going on the inside of the warehouse and see how it rolls around on a really smooth surface. So we're here in the warehouse. The nice thing about this, having the fixed wheels in the back, it does want to center up and go straight. So if you are down these narrow little aisles, you don't have to worry about it kind of going one way or the other. We do have really level floors here, but this is definitely the one I would use in the warehouse. And notice all of our carts that we use, they all have the gray wheels. So these gray wheels are the reason why we don't see a whole lot, if any, black marks on the ground. So this is what we use in our warehouse. So if you are using this for your business and it's inside, definitely go with these wheels. And if you're just using them at home, definitely go with the black wheels. As you can see, we have so many different carts. All of these are just really here to make our work go a lot more efficiently, and it keeps everybody kind of happy just because they all roll really nicely. And at the end of the day, if you are using it for a business, you want to be as efficient as possible. That's why we can get all of your stuff to your doorstep as quick as we do. But if you are just doing it for a house move or something like that, it's going to make that process a little bit quicker, so you can get moved in quicker and enjoy the home, whatever it may be. And that'll do it for a look at the Snap-Loc Dolly carts. And I am Adam with eTrailer.